default dimensions of the picture, and clearly I don't want a huge picture of The Simpsons in the middle of my web page. So since I don't want that, the next best thing would be to change the height and the width. We can do that by opening this back up and pressing space. We can type in a bunch of things. The first thing we can type is width equal to quotations, and you can change this to 200. Next thing we're going to do is height. Same thing with that, equal to in quotations. You can change that to it was probably should do 150, and then you close it. You can change the width and the height to whatever you want, whatever is best suited, and then test it out and see what you get. Now if I open it, as you can see, it's much smaller, much smaller. Actually, it's too small. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change that up to 500 and maybe I don't know, 350 seems reasonable. Let's refresh this. That seems reasonable. Alright, cool. We can do it with that. Okay, that's perfect, and that basically shows you how to insert a picture and change the height and width. All you have to write is width and height, and you change basically the width and the height. Not a big deal. Next thing we do is we're going to make a new page called our links page. So basically I just press Command N and we created a new page. Not difficult. HTML, you start it with the same thing. You start it, write HTML. Actually, to make everything easier, I'm just going to copy this code that we have for our homepage and I'm going to simply paste it back in. And I'll tell you why I did that. Because most of the HTML code that you'll learn is all the same except the text that you're going to write and the headings probably. So I'm going to change the title to links. In the body, I'm not going to really do anything. I'm just going to change it to, from my homepage to maybe my links. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do basically in this. All you have to do in the body paragraph, you can take out that picture of Lisa of the Simpsons that we have here, and actually let's take out, we'll take out this picture of the Simpsons, and in our first paragraph that we have here, we'll make another paragraph. We're gonna put some links in. Now to start a link in HTML, what you have to do is very simple. All you have to do is type in ahref, so A space H REF equal to. Now when you write equal to, it wants a website address or a destination address. So what you're going to do, if I wanted to go to a website, so I'm going to type in http://www.google.ca. Next, you can do many things here. You can do, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to write something. I'm going to write target, T-A-R-G-E-T, target equal to frame 2. Actually, I'll teach you that when I'm doing the frames tutorial. So let's get rid of the target here for a sec. We can basically close that, and as you can see, we got this little. We close that, and now we can type in. Okay, so I'll explain what I've done so far actually before I type anything else. We have defined a link. We defined ahref google.ca. So the computer knows where to go, but the user can't really click on anything to go to there. You've just defined a link. Now I'm going to write something that the user can click to go to this link. So once I wrote ahref equal to http://www.google.ca, and then close that, I can type in Google, and I can close the link, and now the computer knows that I'm gonna write Google. It's gonna display Google on the screen. If someone clicks Google, it's gonna go to this http://google.ca site. Along with that, I'm gonna write on the side. I'm gonna write, this is my favorite search engine. Sorry, yeah. You can type in whatever you want. You can make more links too, so I'm just going to add some more links. It's done in this exact same way. So, Apple insider.com, close that, and Apple Insider. You can forward the video right at this point, and because I'm just gonna add a bunch of links. This is my news site of the day. All right, I'm not gonna add that many links. Just gonna add 2 links. All right, that should be good. I'm gonna see how this looks. So I'm gonna save this in that same folder that we had. So desktop, HTML website, and call it links. Done. Not that hard. Where is that file? Right here. Alright, so basically you have your Google link and our, oh, okay. There's something I didn't tell you guys. You see how I have this and it has Apple Insider and Google on the same line? Let's say I don't want it on the same line. Let's say I want Google on the first line and I want Apple Insider on the second line. I'm just gonna tap in. If I even add put another enter here, it's not gonna do much. To insert some and to make another line, I have to write a tag called blank rule. So BR, that just makes a blank rule, and all that means is that it's the same as pressing the enter key but in HTML. So if I save that and I refresh this page, as you can see, it moved over. There's another type of rule. It's called a horizontal rule. I'll show you what that is. Basically, it basically puts a line there. It puts this little line here. That's called a horizontal rule. Just in case if you wanted to know that, make your web pages look more prettier. Whatever. So blank rule and horizontal rule. We can change that back to a blank rule. Yeah, okay, makes sense. That should be good for the links page, I think. And we should be going on to our final frames page, I think, at any moment. Yeah. All right, we can make a frames page right now. Or do I have enough time to make to make a video for it? Or wait, yeah. Okay, I think I can make a frames video too. So basically, for our frames video, all you have to do. Some people were having a bit of difficulty with it, so I'll try to go more slowly on this one. So let's open up that, and actually let's start one. Same thing, actually. I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the links page. I'm going to copy this links code, and I'm going to paste it in. I'm going to teach you how simple this is. I delete everything from in the body. Basically, delete everything in the body. You're not actually even supposed to... basically, yeah, I deleted everything in the body. Yeah, that's good. And yeah, I missed that. Okay, actually, let's start over for this one. HTML, you have your HTML, because this is actually really bare code. There's nothing really advanced in it. You have your head. Inside the head, you put in title. Let's call this. Let's name this frames tutorial, whatever you want. Title. Close the title. Close the head. Close the head. Open the body. Okay, now this is the fun part. Alright, so basically when you're making frames, you have to first define a frame set. So you write frame set. You close that, and basically all you wanted to do, wait one sec, sorry. In a frame set, you have to define a couple of things. You have to say, is it either columns, C-O-L-S, columns, or is it a row, or is it in rows? For the purpose of this, I'm making in columns, so let's make it columns. And then you have to write equal to. Now it's going to ask us to define our column. So how many columns do you want to have? So I'm going to write an equal to in quotations. The first column I want it to be at 20%. I want it to occupy 20% of our web page. The second column I want it to occupy the rest of the page. So I can do 80%, but instead of writing 80% here, I can just put a space and an asterisk. Sorry, an asterisk. An asterisk here. That basically tells the computer that the first column is 20%, the second column is an asterisk. if you want to put more than 2 columns, let's say I want to put 3 columns. I'm going to say my second column is going to occupy 50%, and my third column will have the rest of the 30% left. I can put the asterisk there. You can make as many columns as you want. For the purpose of this tutorial, we're only going to have 2. And I'll teach you how to do rows as well, actually. So yeah, you close the quotation and you finish that off, and you can remove that frame set there. So, and now once you've defined your frame set, you have to make frames. Since in the frame set I defined columns, and I defined 2 frames here, I'm gonna have to make frame 1. So I have to write frame space name, basically giving our frame a name, and equal to, in quotations, our first frame can be called frame 1. Let's just call it for the purpose sake of frame 1. Space source, I want this to be sourced. I want the stuff that's inside this frame, the source of this frame, as equal to quotation, and I want this to be the frame 1. I want it to be our links page. So capital L links.html. That was our links page, right? Oh, sorry, my bad. We have to close that there, and we have to say frame. We have to close our frame right there. So basically that tells the computer we're ending the frame. And yeah, next thing we're going to do is frame name again, because we defined 2 frames, equal to quotation, frame 2, source, equal to, in quotations, our home page. So capital home page dot html. We're gonna close it right there. So you're gonna end it, and then we're gonna close our frame like that. Nothing hard there. And then basically we're gonna end our frame set. The frame set that we defined here, we're gonna close that frame set. So frame set, we're gonna exit that frame set. Basically that's it. All you have to do is you have to close the body that we started, and we're gonna close our HTML code. Simple as that. There's nothing much to it. Let's save this, and let's call it, what should we call it? Actually, yeah, frame. Oh yeah, index. Actually, we should call it index.html. Index. What else? Okay, let's open this. Index.html. We have Google. As you can see, we have the links page open here. We have my home page open here. And if I click on Google, it opens in this frame. But I don't want to actually do it. If I click on Google, it opens in this little area, and then I can change the frames around. I can modify how big and small it is, but what I wanted to do is when I click on Google, I want it to open in this frame. I don't want it to open in this frame. So we have to modify our links page to do that. So let's go back to the code for our links frame, right? Links page. We can see that we have 2 links here. We have a link to Google and a link to Apple Insider. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify this link here. It says ahref equal to google.ca, and before we close that, let's add a bit of text right there. We can add in, sorry, my bad, right here. I believe you have to add in target. Yeah, the target thing I was talking about. So over here, write in target, 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 equal to, in quotations, I want you to write frame 2, because that was the second frame that we defined here. We defined 2 frames. We defined a frame 1 and a frame 2. So the target of this google.ca goes to this frame 2, and then we can close that. And same thing, we're going to copy this target. So Control C, you can copy it, and we're just going to paste it right there.